Hundreds of years ago, Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius, the dude who solved the universe, wrote Meditations, ending them with one of the most powerful quotes of all time. I've shared with you through this journey a key to a more fulfilling and happy life. And so after this incredible odyssey, one might wonder, why am I still so empty inside? The answer to that question is simple. I've given you the key, but the lock I still hold to myself. However, fear not, and search no further, as I intend to share with you the heavenly lock too. If you're interested in unlocking the wisdom, purchase my course for a one-time offer of 2,000 golden coins. Or, you can eternally stay broke and fat. Those were the words of a wise prophet who set a precedent for all future intellectuals. You see, Aurelius, along with our smartest ancestors, didn't want us to just have their golden knowledge readily available. They didn't want to share their life's work and effort in some simple book that you can buy in any bookstore. Nor did they want their knowledge spread through like-minded people, eagerly wanting to teach others for free on future platforms. No. You see, the intellectual wizards of our past wanted all of their knowledge protected behind a large paywall. Luckily for all of us, a few chosen men have continued this tradition of our intellectual ancestors to modern times, selling their incredible knowledge to us dirty peasants. Oh, these guardians of wisdom, these creators of wealth, these... Folks, we are living in degenerate times. No, I'm not one of those fearmongers who is saying that the world is coming to an end. But I am one of those who is truly concerned with the toxic infiltration of the worst kinds of people into our lives. The spreading of their violent ideas among all ages and walks of life has been truly upsetting. I wanted to make this video to present to you the way the most despicable of all humans operate, the fake gurus. You see, all of them are actual magicians, following a strict step-by-step performance that until this point only they knew, because a magician never shares his tricks. Well, actually, a fake guru would probably sell that to you too for a hefty price. But regardless, fear not, as I have acquired the diaries of one such swindler, and I'm ready to reveal you the 5 steps, the 5 acts every fake guru performs. And it doesn't matter whether they are taking away your money and or taking away your morals and replacing them with their poison. All of them fall under these 5 acts. It also doesn't matter what you call them. Fake gurus, false prophets, influencers, charlatans. Probably the most easily understandable is that they are degenerate grifters. The first part of their performance is the setup. It is the most crucial part of their act. What differentiates a successful guru from an awful one is precisely this stage. The setup consists of 2 parts, the cleanup and the illusion. You see, if you really look into these fake gurus, you would notice one thing. Almost all of them have a checkered past and or little to no credentials and experience on the thing they are trying to teach you. Now, most people don't think twice when they stumble upon a rich-looking online influencer, but really scraping just a bit off that plastic surface, you would find that a lot of them were, and probably still are, absolute f***ups. So in order to make money off of desperate people and or promote your poisonous opinions, you would need to clean up that past. Bury it as deep as possible so that no one ever finds out you have absolutely no past credentials or success whatsoever. Silence those who know your past. Gaslight the shit out of your critics. Tell people that you've changed. Give them a sad sob story. Pretend like it never happened. It doesn't matter. Just get rid of it. You can't be a moral high ground if you're an uneducated online
PhD is a degree. Get him.
Or if you're a sleazy douchebag who would do anything for clout, even film a dead body in the woods. That's a bad look. Bury it deep. That is the cleanup. However, the pile of shit and incompetency from these individuals is sometimes too large to bury. So the best way to set up a confident and trustful online persona is in the illusion stage. Take that pile of crap that is your past, bury it as deep as you can, and then decorate it with beautiful women, money, and cars. Because in order to sell the dream, you gotta make people believe you live it. Rent that huge mansion, lease that supercar, hire those OnlyFans bitches. It doesn't matter. The goal is to create an illusion in the eyes of the viewer. The illusion is probably the most powerful trick in their sleeve. It is a substage of the setup so potent that because of it, they are able to charge thousands upon thousands of dollars for something that is readily available to you at any bookstore, most likely written by someone that achieved more than a fake guru could in 3 lifetimes. But the guru understands the game. He understands the illusion. Why would you want to listen to Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger for free, or read Benjamin Graham's Intelligent Investor for $20, when you can just listen to the lavish influencer who never read a book in his life, but he has money, bitches, Bugattis, and, well, more bitches. And so that's why the setup is so incredibly important. It's the nucleus of their whole online persona, and everything they do in the future will be successful if they perform the setup correctly. Top G is truly a masterful example of the setup. You see, Andrew and his brother Tristan are currently undergoing a trial in Romania in regards to human trafficking, something they've allegedly committed before their global fame. Now, I don't know whether they are guilty, and I don't want to prejudge anything. I think every person is innocent until proven otherwise. However, the brothers are continuing to fool many into thinking that the charge is non-existent.
He's trying to frame me, but God knows the truth. There's no evidence in my files. I've done nothing wrong. Everybody knows I'm innocent.
There has been no crime committed, and the whole thing is a setup. Why? Well, because the brothers are prime targets for the shadowy world elite they call the Matrix, who fear their enormous influence over the youth.
I understand that you get 3 strikes in this game. Strike 1 is they try and shut you up and discredit you. Strike 2 is they try and put you in jail for no reason. And strike 3 is they kill you.
In reality, if you really scrape beneath the surface, you would see that this is a textbook example of the setup stage. Let's start with the debunking of the latter one, the Matrix. They describe the Matrix as a sort of overarching corrupt system run by the elite puppet masters, trying to control every facet of society.
There's certainly a cabal of people who have mass influence over the world, who are not people we elect or know their names.
They are destroying the West, poisoning the youth, turning women into mindless whores, all that jazz. Tate also claims that because of his enormous influence over the most important part of a future society, the young men, he is the biggest and most important target of the Matrix. Now, I have to state one thing clearly. I don't deny that there are certainly powers beyond our comprehension, people who have immense influence over our lives. I also don't deny that the pillars of Western society seem to be failing in a lot of aspects. However, even if there was a shadowy cabal orchestrating this demise, why would they target Tate? Really ask yourself that. He constantly portrays himself as someone teaching young men the true way, and because of that, the system fears him. But in reality, he was and is a crucial wheel in the clockwork of Western downfall he proposes.
Women!
Let's just, for a second, disregard the fact that not that long ago, Tate was basically an online pimp. And let's disregard the fact that even more recently, he openly bragged about that same fact, telling the public how he essentially groomed women into becoming his cam girls.
First big money I ever made in my life. I first became a multimillionaire by running a webcam studio. So I had beautiful women sitting on computers talking to guys on webcams from all around the world.
Let's just focus on his current quote-unquote ideology. You see, while the so-called Matrix, according to the Tates, is creating money-hungry whores and weak men, the men Tate is quote-unquote creating are just the same side of the coin. The OnlyFans generation of women need cigar-smoking, marriage-opposing, fake traditional and moral materialistic men Tate is trying to create. The Matrix isn't fearful of him, he provides it the crucial piece. But how is he then successfully fooling so many people into thinking otherwise? Well, because he understands the setup. Actually, he not only understands it, but he implements it using a very sophisticated manipulation method that only the most successful of gurus master. A technique that is most perfectly summed up in this quote: "A lie is most convincingly hidden between 2 truths." And so he, almost always, correctly identifies the problems, but his solutions are just further fuel to those problems. He uses the Matrix as part of his setup, his nucleus, in justification for his past and future actions, alongside the Bugattis and money, of course. Now, on the opposite side of the spectrum, I want to show you an example of the setup done wrong. You see, this stage is the foundation for everything a guru plans on doing, so if it's done poorly, well, then you end up like this dude. Now I won't go into detail on this, but if you want to know more about this guy, YouTuber Charlie, aka PenguinZ0, has made a video on him, basically making fun of him. But what he didn't realize was that he was actually showing you what you shouldn't do if you're aspiring to be a young fake guru. Charlie described it best. This real-life Mr. Krabs is the perfect example of what happens when you fake it, but you never make it. Basically, it comes down to this. When you're a poor, uneducated, and delusional fraudster, and you don't implement the setup stage correctly, you don't become a fake guru, you just remain fake. The second part of their performance is the promise. Now the promise and the previous setup are basically stages that are aimed to make you drool, salivate uncontrollably over the fact that you will achieve financial freedom. You'll have cars, money, beautiful goddesses around you, and all you have to do is master a low-effort, oversaturated skill that the guru is promoting you. Sounds perfect. The chief characteristics of the promise stage are over-exaggerated, unrealistic claims, might I call them lies, and promises of quick fixes, whether it's money or some magical life advice that will fix a problem you're having overnight.
Work from anywhere, work at any time, no technical skills required.
The promise works, A, because the setup was done properly, showing the viewer that the promise part is in fact possible. And B, because a true guru knows that a desperate human is the easiest prey. They know that you're poor or having a hard time. They know that you want to give your significant other the life they deserve, or you get fired off your job. It doesn't matter. They know it. They can smell it. And like true predators, they viciously use it. And this isn't something fake gurus invented. Like they could even. The concept of the promise has been one of the pillars of populist and/or totalitarian regimes of our past and present. These clowns have just adapted it to fit their guru goals. For instance, the Scientologist Grant Cardone is selling you courses for $1,000+.
I'll never forget, these guys pay $12,000 each to sit in that chair. Oh!
In fact, Cardone, shameless as he is, urges people to spend their last dollar on his product.
A guy's sitting there right now watching this thing. I got my last grand, dude, and I got Christmas coming. Should you spend it on this?
Absolutely.
What? Don't spend it on your kids, food, shelter. Spend it on him. Look at what he's got. You can be just like him. In reality, he is promising you the dream, but what you'll get with these gurus is a nightmare. And in case of Cardone, if you spend your last dollar on him and you inevitably end up homeless, don't worry. Grant will be waiting somewhere near to take that blanket away from you too. But you're maybe asking yourself, what's the catch then? Why are people then buying this guru garbage when everything and more is readily available at a reasonable price? This is where the next stage of the guru's performance comes in, the warning. The warning stage is the final part of bringing the prize home. It's that cherry on the top that cements the setup and the promise stage. If a guru performs it correctly, he knows that he's feasting very soon.
Whoa, is he joking?
Kevin?
It's also every fake guru's wet dream, besides money of course. A, because it's the only stage where they can lay back and do almost nothing, basically do what God, nature intended for them. B, because their thespian lying persona really shines during this critical act. And C, they can cover all of their current and past insecurities and failures by telling you that the thing they are bad at is actually stupid. They are bald, well, hair is for
They don't care what your hair looks like, they care if you're big and strong and rich and successful and interesting and charming and smart. So you don't need hair. Any man who really thinks they need hair to be attractive to females or to matter in the real world has no substance.
What? You look lean and athletic? LOL, working out is
Here's why the gym does not matter. I'm tired of guys that are like, oh, I'm going to the gym, I'm trying to get fit. I feel like I have a pretty decent tone.
The warning is essentially a part of the performance where they need to warn their potential clients, i.e. lie their ass off about anything their heart desires, as long as they create a sense of urgency and/or scarcity in the eye of the future client. For example, They can put a product in the store, highlighting there is a huge incredible discount on the product and you should buy it as fast as possible, even though it was never discounted in the first place, and the discounted price will still cost you at least one kidney. Or they can create an atmosphere where they insult their potential clients, calling them names and preying on their most vulnerable characteristics.
I give you this banana cream so you can rub it on your because you're all
saying that without their secret potion, they will never have money, never lose weight, never meet their significant other, whatever.
Oh man, your body's disgusting.
They can also be more imaginative. For instance, create the narrative of escaping the Matrix, which is obviously very popular among the gurus these days. And you might be surprised, they are right. You see, building your dropshipping website, doing Amazon FBA, reposting Tate's shit on social media platforms that includes his affiliate links, truly is the way to escape the Matrix. Who would have ever thought that I'm just a Shopify sign-up away from escaping my puppet masters? In reality, the only escaping you're doing by giving your money to these bozos is helping them escape their mortgages and debts, nothing else. And finally, all that easy work pays off. It's payday time for the guru. This is the stage where they ultimately sell you whatever they are selling you, and you spend your hard-earned money on fees. Now, after this delivery, 3 things can happen during this stage. First is you actually enjoy the product you received. Now this rarely happens, it is truly an anomaly in nature. And strangely enough, the percentage of people being satisfied with the guru's product correlates to the percentage of people having brain tumors. So if you like the product, you should get yourself checked out. Second, there's nothing to react to. You immediately realized you've been scammed. CryptoZoo is the perfect example of that.
It's a really fun
money lost forever. Or thirdly, it takes some time to realize the scam. One day you log into your Discord to check your Hustle University comrades, but you get bored and go to YouTube. Because you're entrenched in that world, all the videos you're getting recommended are related to dropshipping, crypto, whatever. And suddenly, like Agent Kuyan in Usual Suspects, you drop your cigar and glass of WKD Blue, realizing who Kaiser Soze is. You turn into the Spider-Man meme for a second, as you look at the Discord screen, then you look at the YouTube screen, and then the Discord screen again, finally realizing I've been paying $50 a month for a Discord server. But, just like in Usual Suspects, you'll never hear from that money again. The final stage of a guru's playbook is the Manson. Now the goal of these fraudsters isn't just to sell you a product. The ultimate goal is to sell you the product over and over again.
Money!
You don't want to be a one-hit wonder. You want to develop a steady income stream you can live off. You want to transform them into scam addicts. Hook them onto your bullshit. Make them always believe you're the light at the end of the tunnel, even though you're nothing more than a complete idiot. To achieve that, they will have to implement methods used by people who are almost as devious as them. They have to become cult leaders. Now this is no easy task. In fact, it might be the most difficult step of the whole performance, but the ones who succeed in it will stay in the zeitgeist. Now the most crucial part of creating a cult is, of course, creating a community. The most successful of gurus invest into community building. Like ants, the guru takes them all and plants them in his little ant farm, enabling them to communicate with each other, creating a powerful echo chamber. Besides it ensuring a steady income stream, the guru understands that a loyal army is one of the most powerful weapons for keeping him on the throne. He needs a loyal army of cronies to silence any and every critic that dares to smear the name of the supreme leader. The guru can't do it all alone. He also understands that by building a tight community, his ideas will echo and bounce off of individual members, perpetuating his nonsense and protecting his status. For example, if you purchased a product and it didn't provide you any value, i.e. you haven't earned any money, not only the guru, but the community will gaslight you into thinking that you failed because you were lazy, because you didn't work hard enough on it.
I'm only looking for people who are dedicated to this, who are going to be focused on this. This is for people who are willing to put in work. This is for real people.
The community also provides dependency. A successful guru understands the social nature of humans. He understands that by building a community, the chances of him staying in power increase. In fact, if they establish a decent revenue stream and a cult following, entering into a guru's community should be harder and harder, just like in a cult. You don't want someone messing it up. Bernie Madoff, for example, cultivated a sort of exclusivity and limited availability to his mystic Ponzi scheme, allowing quote-unquote membership to the ones who would contribute enough but not damage the cult. Of course, some gurus eventually crumple under their own greed and lies, believing their product isn't a scam and that it's actually quality, so they market it more and more until it catches attention of the wrong person, i.e. the authorities. Besides greed, the second biggest obstacle of creating a fake guru cult is in fact paradoxically a guru's overgrown ego.
You're broke! How can I be wrong when you're in the poor category and I'm in the rich category? I obviously know something you don't, you arrogant.
Naturally, after the delivery stage, a lot of videos, articles and posts will come out exposing their scams and or making fun of them. The cardinal mistake of a guru is, precisely because of their ego, focusing on the critics instead of their loyal cronies. By doing that, all of them are damaging their image in the eyes of their cronies, not realizing that they are usually dealing with critics, not the authorities. So whether they confront their critics or not, they still have the same scam hovering over their head. And judging by the data we have, almost all of them just dig themselves deeper, precisely because of their degenerate, toxic ego. Folks, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing you to buy his course. And like that, he's gone.